Now let's dive into the topic Srtf. So there are few changes in Srtf. The first change that we're going to have is uh, we will be given time quantum. That is the initial time first that we have to take. So if it is not given initially in Srtf, you have to take the time quantum as 1, and relevantly they will give it as 2, 3, 4. Depending upon the uh, hard questions or difficulty of the question. And if there is no time quantum given, we have to take TQ as 1. That is initial time, initial arrival time. So this is called as initial arrival time. So as usual, this is a question and we have written the Gantt chart. Now let's start with initially P1. So P1 is 0, and at P1 the initial arrive time is 8. Now we have to not write 8 here, because at P1 no matter what, the average initial arrival time will be 1. So 1 here. Now by 1, by 8, P1, by P1, that is estimated arrival time 8. By 8, what all has arrived? All the trains have arrived. For example, by 8 o'clock a train has arrived, and before 8 all the trains are arrived except P3. So put P3 aside. So now let's write P, that is P1. So let's P1 is which one? Oh, sorry. Now among all the arrival time, what all has arrived? P2 and P4. So by 1, what all has arrived? P2 has arrived and P4 has arrived. And P9 and P3 is waiting, is on is on waiting list, is yet to come. So we don't bother about yet to come train now. What all has arrived is P2 and P4 has arrived. From P2 and P4, which one is small? P2 is small, so P2. And we are not going to write 4 here, we are going to write 2. So 2. So 1 plus 1, it keeps on adding, and this is I'm going to explain this in a very brief way, so that you will have no questions or no mistakes being done in your examination. Well, Srtf is very very small, but relevantly, if you can do this in a good way, you will have no confusion and you can go with a good process and flow. So what we do is 1 is already minus here, so it comes out to be 7. And what you do is every time you add here, you minus it from here. Okay, so what is minus now? Now we have minus P2, sorry. So okay, P, none of this, P2 is minus here. P2 we have written 4, so 1 minus, that is 3, P2. Okay, now what will and put this in mind, when now we are going to take P2 as a reference. By 3, what all has arrived? Nothing has arrived. Okay, because P3 being the least, P2 being the least, and the rest of us in waiting list. So again, what happens is the time quantum takes 1 as initial time, and by 1, what all has arrived? All the values are arrived. Okay, we have to take this into reference, put this point into mind. When this value that you are going to take for the next Gantt chart, if it is relevantly small and the rest values are higher, you have to straight away skip to TQ. That is the time quantum that is already given. Relative arrival time, it is 1. So by 1, all has arrived, of course. So what will be the least among all? 3. So 3 has 2 again, and here P2, and here again 3. Add 1, 3. So this is a small trick. You can do this until you have to do this until BT becomes 0. So when you are taking this as a least number, till it completes to 0, this will be the least number. So this is a small trick you can put in your mind. So let's now take P2 and P2 again twice. So P2 becomes 1 again. So it becomes 4, and P2 becomes 0, and here becomes 5. So this initial P2 from here till here. Now I will tell you why I've drawn like this, because if you want, you can draw like this in your examination, or relevantly does not. Okay, so our final initial P2 value be 5. Okay, I'll tell you while I'm explaining you the CT. I'll write another Gantt chart here and I'll explain you what it is. Now P2 is done. P2 is done. Now let's skip into the next one. After P2, what is the relatively lesser now? 8, 9, 5. Which is small? 5 is small. So let's now start with 5 is P4. And P4 goes to 6 and 4. So same again, 3, 2, 1 and 0. So how many did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4. So P4, 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 P4 and P4. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the initial P4. Okay. Now after P4, let's dive into the least number, that is P1. So now P1, what is P1? P1 is 8. So we have to do it multiple times. So 8. So I like P1 and 11. So now keep cutting if we keep cutting 8, that's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 and 0. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I mean, of course, the 8 times we have to write P1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now let's keep adding this. That is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. And this initially becomes your P1 value. The last one will become your P1 value, that is 18. Let's continue with the last one, that is 9. 9 is left out with us. So now let's do it with 9. Again, it's 9 times. So P3 is left out. P3, 1, 2, 3. I mean, you can 18 plus 9. You can even do this easy process. If not, you can keep going for your better understanding. If not, 18 plus 9. What is 18 plus 9? 18, 9. So there is a small change here. I mean, I've read a small mistake. When you are cutting down the number of positions, I mean, when you're cutting down the number of positions, for example, I've cutted 8 and written 7. So 8 times we have to not write P1, we have to write only 7 times. So initially this becomes 17. P1 is 17, not 18. So 17 plus and the next one 17 plus 8 times. So 9 becomes 8 now. So how many times we have to write P3? We have to write 8 times. So that is 8, of course. 17 plus 8 is equals to 26. So initially P3 value will become 26 after all adding this. Okay. So now relevantly, I will explain you how to write the Gantt chart, and I'm not going and CT I'm not going to disturb, because I'm going to explain how to write CT now. So this will be your Gantt chart. So this will be your Gantt chart. The Gantt chart will be 0, P1, P2, and the next comes P4. So P4, and the next one comes P1 again, and the next one comes P3. So P1 is 1. At P2, the final value that we have got is 5. So P2 is 5. And again P4, it started at 6 and ended at 10. So the value was 10. and the P1 value is like 17 and P3 is 26. Now write this according to the number that we know. P1 value is 1, P2 value is 5, P3 value is 26, and P4 value is 10. So the P1 is 17 here, sorry, my bad, P1 is 17 here, okay, 17 and 26. So yeah, this is the final initial values that we get. So, and from this you know how to find TAT, WT and RT. TAT means AT minus CT, T8 is BT minus CT. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, TAT is AT minus CT is TAT, BT minus TAT is WT, and you finally get your thing. And you know how to find RT. RT is AT minus the CT, AT minus CT, you get RT. Okay, thank you.